Hey, welcome back to the Tango Simplified Learning Series. I'm Yelizaveta. Today we're going to talk about the Molinete again, because it's one of the most confusing steps in Tango, and it seems like followers either love it or hate it and are really confused about it. And I don't think there's any other move. Maybe Boleos is a move that confuses people too, but I think Molinete just lingers in people's minds in terms of a lot of the questions that it brings up about how much rotation you're supposed to do, the step size, and all those details. So today we're going to talk about the actual concept of the Molinete, what it's supposed to be in terms of its geometry, and then we're going to look at an exercise that will help you actually practice the Molinete both for open embrace and close embrace. First, let's clear up a common misconception. The Molinete step is something that the follower does automatically, and it's not something that the leader actually leads in terms of micromanaging each one of the steps. The Molinete consists of 4 steps: side, forward, side, back. If I were to do this on the line, it looks like this: side, forward, side, back. But if I put it on a circle around a partner, it becomes side, forward, pivot, side, pivot, back, side. This pattern is something that followers do automatically as soon as they feel the leader starts leading them around. So if I, as a leader, stay in the center and I begin to turn around myself, that in itself is the lead for Molinete. So if you feel the leader start turning around, as a follower, you're not going to just walk straight, which sometimes happens with beginner followers because you might not know. The signal for executing Molinete is the lead to go around. So instead of just stepping forward, you do the pattern of side, forward, side, back. Now, how does the Molinete start? It can start on any of the steps. It can start with the forward step first, or the side, or the back. Now, little detail that developed in Molinete just by virtue probably of anatomy and how the dance flows is that the back step ends up being a quick. So the timing for the step, you will hear teachers say something like slow, slow, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, slow. That pattern of timing is going to be a default timing that you'll do as a follower no matter what, and you allow the leader to lead the difference. So if I enter into Molinete on a back step, because the back step is typically done in quick double time, you will do it in quick double time even if the leader doesn't lead it, because it's such an expectation on the part of the leader that you'll do it anyway. Now, the biggest questions around Molinete is how big should the steps be and where should they be landing? And if you watched a lesson that I posted a couple of weeks ago, I talked about that the simplest way to make sure you step exactly where you need to is to lead your step through the inner part of the foot. So as I step, whether I step to the side, to the back, or forward, I'm always thinking about landing with the inner part of my foot first. This focus on the inner foot actually connects you all the way through the inner thigh and into your core. So it's a really good technique to visualize for all of your steps. But in Molinete, it's really going to be key to make sure that your steps are landing in the correct place. So let's now shift to a special exercise that I think will be really helpful for you to do on your own so that you drill this mechanic into your body before stepping on the dance floor. For this exercise, you'll need something like this, which can be a broomstick, or in this case, I'm just using a wooden dowel. We're going to practice walking the Molinete steps around this dowel, and I want you to imagine that this represents the axis of your partner. When we are walking in Molinete, what we are attempting to do is on every step, stay the same distance around the partner so that we're not going away from them. So we use the embrace to track where we need to be. So if I am using my arm here as a reference point, I can step around the pole without even looking. I can close my eyes and I can feel where I need to be in relation to it so that I stay equidistant. And that's how I would love for you to practice, actually, with your eyes closed, so that you learn to feel it more in a tactile way rather than a visual way. The Molinete pattern is forward, side, back, side. And the main technique for Molinete that you need to remember is that when you're going around your partner, you want to aim the inside of the foot on every step, and you want to really try to go around your partner on every step. Meaning that I don't want to take my forward step and go away from my partner where my chest is actually facing away. I'm always trying to step in such a way that I am drawn to be in front of my partner on the next step. Now, I want you to see what happens when you change the distance from the pole like we do when we change the embrace. This would be an open embrace kind of situation. So my steps are going to be of a particular size. My forward step, side, on this back step, notice how much I'm actually pivoting here, my hips, how much they've turned, and where this step is really tracking. It's a really true back step here. So I'll do it to the other side. Forward, side, back. Again, notice how much I've turned here and how big my back step is, and side. When I get closer to my partner, and now I am in a close embrace situation, when I do the same steps, they're going to look slightly different. Watch for the back step. I go forward, side, back. Do you see how much more compressed this step is? So instead of me pivoting and going here for a back step, I've actually just swung the foot behind as if I'm doing a back cross. This is the change that happens in the embrace when you move from open to close. Your back step is going to become more of a back cross, and all of the steps are going to be much smaller. A little detail that is really important, especially at the beginning to train in your body, is collecting your feet on the pivot as much as possible, especially at first, so that you really make it clear when the step and the pivot start and finish. So when I align for a forward step, my next point here is going to be to collect the feet and pivot, and then align for my side step. My side step needs to be exactly in front of my partner, not sideways, not here, not here. It's really split weight side. And then I will pivot, collecting my feet first, pivot to align for a back step, and it's going to be different each time I do it, because perhaps the embrace is different or the momentum is different. So that back step, allow it to adapt. So sometimes I will allow the back step to go really far if I need to, but other times I'll just let it swing behind me as a back cross. But the collection of the feet is something that you want to get used to, especially if you want to have your feet look elegant. And when you combine the collection and the clarity of directions with tracing of the inside of the foot, I guarantee your feet and your Molinete will look really, really nice. You don't need a lot of dissociation for Molinete. There is some, but the most extreme degree to which you'll dissociate is about 45 degrees to each side. And it really happens on this forward step or back step. But as I said before, don't think about the step depending on the degree of dissociation. Sometimes we think that it's a matter of twisting more so that the step is better. But really what makes the step better is when it's done in a way where your body is very relaxed and you land very confidently and exactly where you need to according to the geometry. That's really what the leader is looking for. So let's put this together into an exercise that you can do with some music. I will show you how you can start the Molinete and then use a pivoting technique to reverse the directions. You can either do it on a forward pivot or a back pivot. So I'm going to start with the Molinete going with my right foot, and then when I am about to land on my right foot again for a forward step here, I will pivot to reverse directions, and now I can go in the other direction. If I want to use a back pivot for this, all I got to do is wait for the back step. Once I step into a back step here, I will pivot, reverse, and go the other way. So this is a way that you can make the Molinete a little bit more loose and natural so that you're not thinking about it as a collection of individual steps, but more as a journey around your partner that has a beginning and an end, that there is a flow to it, there's an arc to the whole movement. Eventually it should feel very natural to remember the back step being in quick timing. It fits with the music really well. And then of course, that is what allows you to get into boleos and back boleos and forward boleos. The same techniques that you're using for these pivots in Molinete are going to serve you in other ways. Now, if you want to know more about your alignment and how to use it to make your dance more balanced and more comfortable, check out my solo tango mechanics class as part of my So Tango School online program. You get 30 days free in the program to try it out. The link is in the show notes, so check it out. I hope I see you in there. If this is your first time joining, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button because I post one of these every Saturday. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.